Okay, okay, we alive. I always say that we alive, but it's only me here. Sometimes the dogs are here. Usually the dogs are here, but now they are outside actually. So yeah, I thought I would just say a few words about a certain a very common mentality. Um, I'll um, I'll wait. I'll give it a few seconds until people join the chat. Um, and before I get into the topic, um, I I just want to point out that I have this fundraiser that you should be able to see under the screen or at the side of to the right or something like that. It's still an ongoing fundraiser, even though we reached the target of 500 US dollars. So you can, if you want to, donate to that animal charity. Also, I have a new layout, as you can see. I have been testing StreamYard here for some some time now, and I think it works fine. And I knock on wood, as they say, because now I can't see any comments. Uh, hopefully, the comments will pop up here as they usually do. No, they are not. Hmm. Okay. That's let's see if we can. Hmm. Okay. I can't see the comments. That's wonderful. I just paid some money to StreamYard, and now I can't see the comments. Um. Then I will have to ask you if you can see the new layout. Yeah. Okay. So now I changed, and I'm in YouTube, and I can see your comments there, and I can see the screen. Okay. Seems to work somehow. Okay. It looks good. Yeah. Well, it's I paid some money, and um now YouTube is telling me to add ads. Oh, I'll just close that window. Yeah. Okay. Let me get straight to the point here. Some people they seem to be happy only when they are complaining, and it's annoying. Uh, I think we all know that sort of person, but to me it seems like a general phenomenon, and you see it everywhere. And people are complaining a lot now. I think people are maybe a little bit spoiled. Well, and you can say, well, it's easy for you to say, but yeah. Okay, let's see if we have no. Okay, hold on, hold on. Comments. Okay, still can't see the comments, but okay, I can see them here in YouTube. But anyway, you don't have to think about that. Yes, now I'm complaining. Some people they seem to be complaining all the time, and we went through a horrible 2 years or more than 2 years, where our authorities learned that people will just fall in line and do as they're told for the most part. And we, who are not the authorities, we learned that the authorities will treat us like cattle. Um, and they will not care about our rights. They will just do what they want to do, and they will throw you in jail if you don't do as they say. And we all know what I'm talking about here. Um, I can feel that when I start talking about it, I want to complain as well. So I think that's the main reason why some people or a lot of people have gotten stuck in that mindset. So now the world is ending every Friday. Well, and if it's not ending on Friday, well, it certainly is next week or in a month or so. Some people have a, um, a religious idea that tells them that, well, it says there in this book I have that we are in the end times now, and since it says so in the book, it must be true, and therefore we can see that we yeah, it's not next Friday maybe, but in September or next year or something like that. Um, and I think, quite frankly, people should grow up. People should be less dramatic. People should be more sensible. And, um, if you ask me, I think a lot of people are acting like little children these days. You see it in the prepping community where things are going to hell every other day. And it's so bad. World War III is starting every week, and you see it in the mainstream media, leftist woke nonsense, where well, now I guess it's the Trump thing that they have their mind set on this idea that oh, what if Trump becomes elected again? Then the world will certainly end. And you have the climate extremists who are telling us that if you drive a petrol car, you are killing the planet, and so on and so on. And I think that if we just stop and think for a little while, or just for a few seconds, we realize that none of this is true. I'm not saying we're not facing problems. We are, but there is nothing new about that. And, and I feel that I believe that this has something to do with social media and mainstream media. Mainstream media and social media is pretty much the same now. Okay, so it's it's speeding up that process where someone says, "Well, this thing here is maybe not so good. We should maybe look into this." And this guy here says, "Well, that's really terrible." And this guy here says, "Wow, it's really, really terrible." And it all adds up and becomes this huge, big thing. We have this tale here, or fairy tale, or story uh, in Norway. I don't know if it's a Norwegian fairy tale, but it's basically a story about how a feather became 10 chicken. I won't tell you the story now, but people are very dramatic. And for a Scandinavian like myself, it's very odd because we are not like that. We don't have that mentality. So when I went to the USA, I was the first thing that struck me was that people were showing so much emotion in their face, in their bodies when they were talking. You could see what they were feeling. That's very odd to me. And and they it's like they had no restraints on themselves when it came to showing emotions, especially negative emotions. That no limits, no self control. That's how it came across to me as a Scandinavian. And I try to tell myself that when I get annoyed, I try to tell myself or ask myself, is it really that bad? Is it is it really that bad? Or how bad is it? How how big a problem is this really? Because there are lots of things out there that gets me annoyed, I can tell you. Um, and most often I arrive at the conclusion that it's not so bad. It's um, I try to put things into perspective, and also, you know, and I talked about this before. This extremism, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So yeah, okay. Just wanted to try out the new layout, and also say a few words about this. And everyone thinks that they are not like that. Everyone thinks that, oh, it's those people. It's not me. So typically, we are human beings, and we are not very good at seeing ourselves the way we really are. We're not so good at that. But we are very good at pointing at other people. Um, so, for instance, you might have um, someone who believes that we should all eat only vegan food and nobody should drive a car. They will point at the more conservative meat eating type like myself, and they will say, "Oh, those people are so extreme; they are killing the planet," while they themselves are saying, "No, let's turn it around," and people like myself, we will point at those people over there, saying that they are so extreme and they are, yeah. What I'm trying to say is that maybe we should try to see ourselves instead of pointing our finger at other people all the time. If we maybe if we look in the mirror, maybe we are the ones being dramatic and overly emotional about things. And if so, maybe we should try to do better. You know, so um, like in the prepping community, there is a tendency in there to talk about how everything is going to, you have the zombie apocalypse in a month, every month. So that should, it makes people with a preparedness mindset, if you will, makes us look bad. Okay. Um, and the people who say that if you're driving a petrol car, you're killing the planet, it makes everyone who cares about the environment look bad. So yeah, I guess you get the point too. And I had a lot of people sending me messages when they were trying to force people to get injected, and they were telling me that, listen, you need to prepare. Yes, yes, I agree. We all need to prepare. They said you need to prepare because In about a year's time, they were saying some were saying 90%, some 40, and oh, like a huge chunk of the population will be dead. Um, well, I can tell you that they were wrong because those people are still here among us. Not saying that. Well, I guess you know my opinion and my stance on that injection. Yeah, okay. First and foremost, it must be up to each and every individual to decide. It's not for me to decide. Not certainly not for the government to decide. But anyway, those they were wrong. They were being overly dramatic, and so this is happening all the time. I'm seeing it all the time. Al Gore is maybe the one who's most famous for this because he he made a film, didn't he, and wrote a book. I'm sure he made a lot of money on it. By now, we should have been underwater. The polar ice caps should have melted and all that. I believe I haven't seen the film or read the book, but you know, um, I guess that's the most famous example. But some people they are happy only when they have something to complain about, and it's they they're like spoiled little children, aren't they? So you know they need to stop, and I guess we all have a tendency to be like that, and we need to stop ourselves before we start complaining and pointing our finger at other people who we disagree with and all that. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Um, um, the thing with the comments didn't work so well this time. I hope the layout was nice, but when I jumped over to the studio in YouTube, there's a delay, so I don't know what happened there. But next time, hopefully, it will be better. I want to keep the layout and see the comments in the chat as well. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I will I will get it working next time. Okay. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay strong. We'll talk soon. Okay.